It's weird because you kind of see people react on TV and you are like, oh, I would never be like that. But that's exactly the emotion that kind of comes over you.
A University of Florida student died after a hit and run, and police are now looking for the suspect.
We have updates to an ongoing investigation after a crash put 6 people in the hospital. And
the University of Florida student is dead after being hit by a car over the weekend. CBS 4's Landon Harris joins us.
A teenager was hit and killed crossing West University Avenue, according to Gainesville police.
So that no other family has to suffer the way that we are.
I was sent home for contact tracing. I went home with my family. We went out to dinner, we're leaving dinner, and I start getting these texts like, hey, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, like I'm totally fine. I don't know what's going on. I didn't know who to talk to, who has the right information. And people were telling me she just broke her arm, she was talking, she was fine. So I'm thinking, okay, it's okay.
I was in my apartment and I was on the phone with my mom. I made coffee and I was just getting my day started and I was on the phone with her, and my roommate came in and we got a phone call about it.
I don't think they braked at all.
It's 11:23 and I was like, I can't go to bed until I know what's going on. So I call her mom and I was like, hi, I just need an update. Like, I can't go to sleep without it. And she goes, where's your mom? I was like, she's in bed. Like, do you want me to go get her? She's like, yeah, no, you should go get her. So I go get her. I run to my mom and dad's room, and I put the phone on speaker, and I was like, Julia, so tell us something. And she says, Sophia didn't make it.
My first emotion was just shock. I just didn't believe it. I was just like, yeah, that's not true. Like, that could not have happened. Like, it was just something that I never thought that I would have to hear. And so we just sat in our apartment and people kept coming over automatically to just be with us and try to figure out what actually happened.
So I FaceTimed everyone, one at a time. I didn't really show my face, and I was like, I literally would say, Sophia didn't make it. And then I'd watch the life, I'd watch people go pale.
I mean, that was probably just one of the worst days of my life. Just getting that news, it was I just actually have no words for how it felt.
University Avenue, from what I was told, there is no way to see if there's some type of weird, coincidence, or University Avenue is the road that is causing all of this. When I tried to look into that, I was told that it would be hard there would be no way to compare it to other places because it's not the same road. But I think the story is itself, we know the road is not good. We know things need to change. It's just a matter of continuing to talk about what's been done and what can be done, not necessarily pointing out. I think everyone knows that it's an unsafe road.
Florida Not One More is an organization that we started. Basically, it's to promote pedestrian safety on UF's campus specifically, just because Maggie wasn't the first person that was impacted by just the danger of the roads, especially in Gainesville. And so we just really wanted to shed light on that and bring in people from the community just to educate people, especially students. We did just a silent walk through campus one time. That was it was really nice just to have people from the community come and just kind of walk through campus, and we had signs and stuff. It was very peaceful. The signs kind of spoke for themselves. We didn't really have to say a lot.
When something happens, a crash happens, or someone passes away or is hit and really hurt, there's a lot of talk about it. There's a lot of anger and frustration, and then it dies down. And then someone else gets hit, and all of a sudden it's back, but then it dies down. And sometimes I wonder, Are they only making strides when these things happen, or are they actively working on it?
This is something that I deal with every day, and just because people move on, it doesn't mean I am. In the sense that, like, there's still work to be done, there's still things that need to get better. Yeah, I think the speed bumps are awesome. Yeah, I think the new sidewalks are awesome, but campus is pretty big, and I think it needs a little more of a push until, God forbid, something happens again, and then it all starts over.
The reality is like, I lost someone very close to me, and I never thought that I would have to be planning like memorials, vigils, funerals for someone so young, younger than me. And so like that is the reality that we face on this campus. Being aware of like what the reality is so helpful, and I just think not a lot of people are.
I know it sounds like kind of sad, but like I'm for the most part on guard most of the time.
I'd rather walk 10 extra minutes than have to walk on University Avenue like at any point of the day. That's like what we do now. Like we go through campus, like even if it might take longer, it's just like the time isn't worth it. We like never cross a crosswalk without the actual like sign that says you can go.
For a while, like I could not stand on the nearest side of the like between the sidewalk and the streets. Like when I was with my friends, like I would have someone switch with me because I was like hyperventilating. People walk across that thing like it's nothing. I see people run across there middle of the day, and I'm like, you are just so stupid.
Like, how are, city leaders and honestly the Department of Transportation going to make sure it doesn't keep happening? Is there enough done? No, but like, what do you do? I don't know the answer to that question.
People also get immune to the fear of traffic. When you're standing waiting to cross a street with friends and doing everything you're supposed to do, you should not have to worry that you're going to be hurt. And we can make that happen. Part of it is making sure that we redesign the roads. The sidewalks not only look good, but are big enough for 2 or 3, 4 people to walk at the same time. We want to make sure that as we get the opportunity to rebuild, we do it effectively. We're a lot closer to having a walkable community than we were a few years ago. We can do this. We have actual examples where we've done it in the city of Gainesville, and it's gratifying to see that actually happen.
So within Florida Not One More, we had letter writing campaigns just to reach as many people as possible to try to get various laws changed. And we were able to get the speed limit reduced from 35 miles per hour to 25, which was a really big goal of ours. Everyone just wanted things to get done as fast as possible just to make change on campus. And so when it feels like sometimes it's taking a long time, it just gets frustrating.
We spend hundreds of thousands between the city of Gainesville and at DOT on a consistent basis to maintain University Avenue. It would be great to be able to make the necessary changes ourselves. It is a double-edged sword. If we own the street, we're entirely responsible for the street. That means the people of Gainesville, our tax money has to pay for the entire thing, as opposed to spreading it across FDOT's much deeper pockets. Following the traffic deaths on University Avenue, we very intentionally increased traffic enforcement on University Avenue, and that paid dividends. People drive slower on University Avenue now than they did before the speed bumps and the construction happened. It is important that incoming freshmen get good education on traffic safety, on being aware of what's around them. And that goes beyond just traffic safety, but just situational awareness.
Maggie was just someone who was, if you were having a bad day and she walked into the room, like you were going to be feeling better and you were going to leave laughing. I honestly just miss that, like we can't have like lunch and dinner together like every day. So like my friends and I do, and it's like I'll just be sitting like at the table sometimes and I just like, it feels like there is like an empty seat, like she was supposed to be there with us.
It's really, really hard knowing that I'm aging and she's not, and that I'm having all these experiences and she's completely cut off. Sophia, it's just, yeah. The best way to describe her is so kind. She just was always so welcoming and so adoring and cared so much. And that is part of one of those things that keeps me going every day when I don't know what I want to do with my life, when I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. I think about her and how she's rooting for me somewhere.
What changes my perspective is that I have children who are about to go to college. And it is absolutely heartbreaking to get a call that a freshman had died on one of our streets, and then another freshman died on one of our streets. Even though it's an FDOT street, it's a Gainesville street. And I cannot imagine being in that situation.
All of the messages that we're sending alive is so important, and just remembering that, and the people that we lost to get to this point. Every year we've been holding memorials and just like things like ways to remember Maggie too, because her light's not going to go out, especially in our chapter, and so keeping that alive there, I think, makes its way out into the community.